All right. So, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is good. And this is another video, and just try to find it as very important video for all of those aspirants who are thinking of preparing for NABARD Grade A 2026 and are just planning to prepare for that as well. If you're the one who's preparing for that, and if you're the one who's ready enough to appear for that particular examination, I am here with this particular video to just correct something in your preparation. If you've already analyzed your paper as in PYQs, then that is something which is absolutely good. But if still not, this is the video which is actually going to help you. And this is the video which is going to act as an eye opener as well, right? Because whenever I have told you multiple times that wherever we go, first of all, we just see the map, we just try to look into the map, right? That where is the road, where is this road, particular road going to, right? What is or what type of road it is. So we try to analyze everything. We try to analyze about everything about that particular space. We try to analyze everything about that particular road as well. Similar is the case here also in each and every examination. Whenever we prepare and whenever we plan to appear for any examination, always remember what is the perfect strategy. First of all, we need to analyze PYQs. Again, I'm repeating it. We need to analyze PYQs, and the objective is just not to solve it. There is a difference between solving and analyzing it, right? It is very important to analyze it. And this is the video where we are going to analyze 2025 phase 2, phase 2 paper of NABARD grade A 2025 only, right? Analyzing is very important, students, because it is the one which shows me the pattern, right? Which actually shows me the pattern. I'll get to know that repetitively from past 5 years what sort of questions are getting asked in the paper. Along with that, right, what we'll discuss here, what is the difficulty level of the questions as well, right? What is the difficulty level of the questions as well? What sort of structure it is actually following, right? That is also something which is very important. And if you get to know about these things now, your preparation will become very easy. Why? Because you people will become ready enough to filter out the things. You people will understand how to filter out the things. What is important, what not. Because if we are having 20 topics in our examination, yeah, in our syllabus, it is not possible that 20 out of 20 questions are getting asked, right? 20 topics are getting asked. No, we need to analyze that out of these 20 topics, which are the topics which are very repetitive in nature, and which topics are the ones, just may say, there are high chances that question can be asked in the paper, right? So that is something which is very important. That is the reason I am again saying this particular video is just about analyzing the pattern only. Analyzing something that is all about questions. I want to analyze what sort of questions are getting asked in the paper. So just try to find this particular video is very helpful. Now, coming on to the first question here, prior to that, if you want to stay connected with me, this is the link of my Telegram channel, which is Economy with Payal, If you want to stay connected with me, if you're a new joinee here and you have any doubts related to your preparation, you can join this particular channel. You can message me there. And of course, I'll solve your doubt. Okay. So this is the link, this is, the name of my, Telegram channel. You can, of course, like search about it and you can join it as well, right? Okay. Now, what I told you, we are going to analyze the question, students. So let's consider what is the first question here. It clearly says, is it, we will be analyzing here. Is it from static portion, right? Is it very current affairs oriented? Or if it has been asked from other portion, like you can see here, this particular question has been asked from the schemes. We'll get to know what is the weightage of reports as well, how to utilize these reports, right? So everything is very important here, but just be with me till the end of the video and you will just understand how to analyze PYQs as well, okay? And this is your homework to analyze previous year questions also, just to know the trend. The first question says, the soil health card scheme evaluates how many soil parameters. Now, what we get to know here, they have asked you a question on scheme. We got to know that here they have asked a question on scheme. Now, when you talk about the scheme here, this says soil health card scheme. What is the meaning of soil health card, students? Soil health card clearly means that, see, this particular initiative clearly says that it is very important to maintain the quality of the soil. If you are maintaining quality of the soil, then maybe there are high chances that your soil will be corrected, right? Your water quality will be corrected, and your crops accordingly, and accordingly health of an individual as well. So where is your soil lacking? Is your soil lacking in micronutrients, or is your soil lacking in macronutrients, right? Accordingly, experts will be given to the farmers. Experts will be given to the farmers, which will be visiting your land after a after a certain period of time, right? But that is going to be very regular in nature. So they will be visiting and they will be checking that your soil is lacking in which nutrient. Is that part of micronutrient or macronutrient? And accordingly, sprinkling of that particular nutrient will be made, right? न्यूट्रिएंट विल बी मेड, ओके। मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि हम कुछ भी ऐड कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि हम पोटाशियम भी ऐड कर रहे हैं, पोटाश भी ऐड कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, उसके साथ साथ हम हर एक चीज जो है वो कॉन्टिन्यूसली ऐड करते जा रहे हैं, जबकि सॉइल को जरूरत भी नहीं है, हमें सिर्फ वही ऐड करना है जो कि हमारी सॉइल को नीड है। So that is what it actually says, right? And just try to find this initiative is very, very important from the examination perspective, and it is associated with the agricultural sector as well. Now, the question that has been asked here is very, very simple in nature. They've asked you that evaluate soil health card evaluates how many soil parameters, right? It means they've asked you direct question only, right? कुछ indirect कोई घुमा के question नहीं पूछा है, direct question पूछा है, direct question पूछा है, जो कि आपको easily आपको कभी भी PIB explain part में भी मिल जाएगा, है ना? आपको easily आप PIB से भी इसका content जो है वो carry कर सकते हो. So like what sort of question it is? I would clearly say this was very, very easy question. So the first question is related to scheme, okay? Is related to scheme, easy content से पूछा गया है, ठीक है, and easy question भी है. And when I talk about the answer of this particular question, remember what I told you? I clearly told you that, see, scientists and specifically researchers check that if any soil is lacking in the macronutrient or micronutrient and soil properties as well. And that makes total what? That is 12 key parameters. That is 12 key parameters. It was direct question that was asked in the paper, right? कोई घुमा के question नहीं पूछा था, कोई confusion create करने की कोशिश नहीं करी गई थी. Direct question पूछा गया था. Now next says, who is eligible for registration under eShram portal? Under eShram portal. Now just try to find this particular facility for whom? This particular facility for whom? That is specifically those individuals who are part of unorganized sector, informal sector, right? So it's a sort of facility only. It's a sort of facility only. Or when you know, it's a sort of help only which has been provided by the government to whom? That is the workers here, right? I'm just talking about the informal workers. I'm just talking about the informal workers here. So that is something which was very, very important, right? This is something which was very, very important here. All right. So again telling you students, direct question has been asked in the paper. Second question is again from the facility only, that is part of eShram portal, right? So who is eligible for registration under eShram portal? So direct facility है ना, direct facility है और direct question भी है, direct question भी है, easy content है, easy content है. Do you really see the content is very tough here? या फिर आपको कभी घुमा के क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है? नहीं, डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. Who is eligible for the registration under eShram portal? Now multiple options has been given to you people. Government employees, corporate executives, gig workers in the unorganized sectors, only farmers owning more than 5 hectares of land, and member of parliament as well. So I find that options also are very, very easy. Very easy. Do you really think that eShram portal is for government executives, corporate individuals? Is it for farmers? If it is it for member of parliament? So each and every question, like each and every, these 4 options that I've repeated here are completely wrong. eShram portal is for whom? It is specifically for my unorganized sector. And I'm very sure that most individuals will be knowing about it. So direct question है, अगर नहीं भी पढ़ा है ना, तब भी आप इसके बारे में जो है आप बता सकते हो, क्योंकि ये बहुत ज्यादा इजी क्वेश्चन है. तो लेवल क्या है? इजी क्वेश्चन है, मतलब फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड जो क्वेश्चन है उनका लेवल बहुत ज्यादा इजी था. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना. प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना. Okay. So when I talk about this particular scheme, which is Jan Dhan Yojana only, Jan Dhan Yojana का meaning क्या है? Jan means people. I want to distribute proper wealth among people. Is it sort of freebies? The answer is clearly no. Under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, the government talks about providing them banking facilities. Banking facilities. The government says you need to open your bank accounts. You people need to open your bank accounts, and accordingly we will be providing you what? That is financial inclusion. That is financial inclusion. अब इसने क्या करा, एक प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करा। पहले क्या होता था कि जो पेमेंट दैट हैज टू बी पास्ड बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट and has to reach out to the very very decentralized level as in village level. So yeah, this particular amount used to get passed from this particular stage to this to this and of course then to this, right? But what used to happen, there was an inclusion of a lot of middlemen in between, a lot of middlemen in between, which tried to come as an obstacle in between to stop like delivering the exact amount to the last individual as well. For example, if the central government has given me 2000, तो ये बहुत ज्यादा हार्ड हो जाता था कि लास्ट इंडिविजुअल को, मतलब जो एंड कस्टमर है, फिर जो एंड कंज्यूमर है, उसको 2000 रुपीज एग्जैक्ट जो है वो मिले, है ना. दिस यूज टू बी वेरी टफ, and that was the reason there was an introduction of Jan Dhan Yojana, and then accordingly the government said that okay, you people need to you people need to link your account with the Aadhaar cards also, and accordingly Jam Trinity came, right, so that financial inclusion can be ensured. And now we are having direct benefit transfer. तो डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर पॉसिबल कैसे है, क्योंकि हमारे पास जनधन योजना है. ओके, सो आई होप यू गॉट अ क्लैरिटी अबाउट इट. सी, अब ये किस में से क्वेश्चन है, ये थर्ड क्वेश्चन है जो कि स्कीम में से पूछा गया है. लेट्स एनालाइज द लेवल ऑफ द क्वेश्चन एज वेल. सी, दे हैव क्लियरली आस्क्ड यू that Jandan Yojana primarily aims at which of the following? Is it providing crop insurance to farmers? Completely no. Is it universal access to banking facilities and financial inclusion? Maybe. Promoting exports for MSMEs? Clearly no. Is it providing subsidized LPG collections? Clearly no. Generating rural employment through public work? Again no. तो बहुत ज्यादा सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. अगर नहीं भी आता है, अगर आपने कॉन्सेप्ट को नहीं भी पढ़ा है, तब भी बहुत ज्यादा सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. तो very easy question has been asked. They just asked you about the primary aim of it, right? Have they asked you about the numbers? Have they asked you about anything else? Clearly no. So very very easy question. You can clearly see B exactly is the correct answer. So what we got to know, 3 questions has been asked from the schemes only, right? And the level is also very easy. तो easy level है, इतना ज्यादा tough बिल्कुल नहीं है. Next question, again telling you, there is always some reason why any question has been asked in the paper, right? अब जो बाकी हमने इनिशिएटिव्स करे उनके पीछे भी कोई ना कोई रीजन है ना. जैसे जनधन योजना की अगर मैं बात करूं, सो 11 years वर कंप्लीटेड, दिस ईयर 12 years विल बी कंप्लीटेड, राइट. स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स आत्मनिर्भर भारत की अगर मैं बात करूं, तो इस पर्टिकुलर इनिशिएटिव की एक्सटेंशन हुई है ना, एक्सटेंशन हुई है, पीरियड एक्सटेंशन हुई है. So that is also the reason that it has been asked in the paper, right? Now coming on to the next initiative, which is also known as Swanidhi initiative. So we got to know fourth question is also from scheme only. And the scheme is the one which provides which type of support? Is it interest-free loan to the large retailers? Working capital loan to the street vendors? Is it capital subsidy to MSME exporters? Housing loan to the urban? या फिर crop loan to the marginal one? सबसे पहले let's try to break it out. This is one initiative which has been taken for street vendors, right? Street vendors. तो स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स कौन से हैं, अब यहाँ पे आप इसको एनालाइज करना शुरू करिए. तो हमें पता लग गया कि ये स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स के लिए. तो क्या ये मार्जिनल फार्मर्स इसका पार्ट बनेंगे? बिल्कुल नहीं. हाउसिंग लोन है अर्बन पुअर के लिए? बिल्कुल नहीं. कैपिटल सब्सिडी है एमएसएमई एक्सपोर्टर्स के लिए? बिल्कुल नहीं. क्या ये इसमें लार्ज रिटेलर्स इंक्लूड होंगे? बिल्कुल नहीं. क्या इसमें स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स इंक्लूडेड है? यस, ऑफ कोर्स यस. सो आई गॉट टू नो अबाउट इट फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर पोर्शन ओनली, राइट. द गवर्नमेंट क्लियरली से प्रधानमंत्री स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स और प्राइम मिनिस्टर स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स Atmanirbhar Nidhi is the one, and Nidhi is the one which is associated with the money. Okay, so I got to know that okay, B exactly is the correct answer, and you see that the options are also very easy in nature. बहुत ज़्यादा easy options है. What else we want when we get such an easy options here? Even if those individuals who don't have an idea about it, they will be able to answer it, and that too very very clearly. So what we got to know, fourth question is also been asked from the scheme only, and the level is very easy. I would say easy level है. Next initiative. Now, when I talk about the next initiative here, you can clearly see this is Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sarakshan Abhiyan. Annadata Aay Sarakshan Abhiyan. Now, okay, so we got to know the fifth question is also from scheme only. Right? Now, let's try to analyze what sort of question has been asked in the paper. Is primarily related to which of the following? Again, they've asked you about, the linkage only, right? तो जस्ट ट्राई टू कंसीडर. देखो ये किसके लिए है? अन्नदाता. अन्नदाता हमारे कौन है? फार्मर्स है. हमारे फार्मर्स हैं. तो मेरे को पता लग गया कि ये फार्मर्स के लिए है. ओके, ऑल राइट, अब यहाँ पे आय संरक्षण का मीनिंग क्या है कि मेरे को उनकी मनी जो है वो जनरेट करके उनको देनी है, और कहीं ना कहीं जो जो इनकी मनी है मेरे को उसको सेव भी करना है, कहीं ना कहीं मेरे को जो है इनको हेल्प प्रोवाइड करवानी है, विच इज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल हेल्प है, राइट, विच इज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ financial help here. Now let's analyze it. The first option says food processing subsidies है, right? Is it food processing subsidies here? So the answer is clearly no, right? क्योंकि food processing के साथ तो है ही नहीं है. Agriculture export promotion है. तो okay, we are keeping it aside because we are specifically talking about the farmers here, right? Livestock insurance coverage है, clearly नहीं है. Rural housing है, clearly नहीं है. Is it specifically associated with ensuring remunerative prices for farmers? Yes, it can be so, right? Because we are talking about what, that is farmers only, right? And agriculture export promotion is also the one. तो हम कहीं ना कहीं इन दो ऑप्शंस में कंफ्यूज हुई हैं, बट अदरवाइज रेस्ट ऑफ द पोर्शंस आर वेरी क्लियर कि एकदम ही कट आंसर है, एकदम ही आंसर नहीं है. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे अन्नदाता हम किसको बोलते हैं? फार्मर्स को बोलते हैं, राइट? सो अकॉर्डिंगली सी बिकम्स द करेक्ट आंसर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अन्नदाता आय संरक्षण. अन्नदाता आय संरक्षण. व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू स्टूडेंट्स, आय का मीनिंग क्या है? मतलब आय का मीनिंग है कि हमारे घर में, हमारे घर की आय क्या है, मतलब हमारे घर की इनकम क्या है, तो उसको प्रोटेक्ट करके रखना इज द मेन टास्क दैट हैज बीन गिवन टू दिस पर्टिकुलर इनिशिएटिव है. एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन मीन्स व्हाट? मतलब हम एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट्स को एक्सपोर्ट, मतलब दैट इज ट्रेड ओरिएंटेड, सो दैट इज आल्सो नॉट ओके. सो सी एग्जैक्टली इज द करेक्ट आंसर. व्हाट वी गॉट टू नो, ओके, इट हैज बीन आस्क्ड फ्रॉम स्कीम ओनली, राइट? Or little, it was little tough, otherwise it was easy only, right? So I will just write it as easy to moderate one, otherwise it was easy, right, for those aspirants who knew about it. Next initiative says, or next question says, that monetary policy refers to the actions which are undertaken by the country's central bank just to regulate money supply and credit conditions in the economy in order to achieve macroeconomic stability. In India, the responsibility of conducting monetary policy lies with the Reserve Bank of India. The primary objective of the monetary policy in India is to maintain price stability, right, while keeping in mind the objective of growth. Since 2016, India has actually followed a flexible inflation targeting framework with an inflation rate of what, that is 4%, and a tolerance band is also there, which is plus minus 2%, as it is recommended by the Monetary Policy Committee only. Okay, inflation refers to a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services, and that too in an economy over a period of time. It reduces the purchasing power of money and affects both consumers and producers as well. In India specifically, inflation is commonly measured using CPI, and monetary policy tools includes policy rates like repo rate, reverse repo rate, bank rate, open market operation, cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, and others as well. Changes in these instruments influence liquidity, interest rates, credit availability, overall demand in the economy as well. Effective coordination between monetary policy and fiscal policy is also very essential just to control inflation without hampering the economic growth. Thus, monetary policy also plays a huge important role, and this is a critical role in ensuring macroeconomic stability, which is anchoring inflation expectations and promoting sustainable economic development as well. This is about the entire paragraph which is related to monetary policy only. And if people know why it is in news, क्योंकि दिसंबर में भी अभी recent एक meeting हुई थी, है ना, we can consider that is the reason why it is actually in news, right? Okay, so very easy question has been asked in the paper, completely current affairs oriented. तो हमने क्या देखा, ये तो 6th question है ना, but first 5 जो questions है, first 5 questions has been asked from schemes only. This is the 6th question, which is static portion associated plus current affairs भी है. मतलब सबसे पहले तो मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमेटी है. मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी क्या है? इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ स्टैटिक पोर्शन ओनली. करंट अफेयर्स क्यों है? क्योंकि देखो उन्होंने यहाँ पे दिसंबर मंथ का पूछा गया है, सो इंक्लूजन और परफेक्ट कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी प्लस व्हाई इट इज इन न्यूज हैज बीन आस्क्ड इन द पेपर. ओके, so it clearly says that monetary policy committee reduced the policy repo rate by 25 basis points to which of the level? Very easy question. I'm very sure everyone knows the correct answer of this particular question, which is 5.25% only, right? You can clearly see that the basis point is the 100th of the percentage point. So 25 basis point cut, which is equivalent to 1.25% reduction has been seen here. And now it is standing at 5.25% only. Along with that, the stance which has been adopted by and which has been announced by the RBI here, which is actually very neutral in nature, neutral stance. Okay, all right. Related to it, we are having next question as well. Under the latest CPI series, jiska base year has been changed. Which component is the one which carries the largest weight in the CPI? Very easy question. अब बहुत ज्यादा इजी क्वेश्चन नहीं है उन एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए जिनके पास इसके बारे में बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं है. क्लियरली रिमेंबर, थोड़ा सा टफ है, मतलब आप इसको मॉडरेट तक का ही रखिए, सिर्फ दो उन एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए जिनको इसका आइडिया नहीं है, जिनको इसका आइडिया नहीं है. बट जिनको इसका आइडिया है तो इजी टू मॉडरेट लेवल का है. ओके, नाउ दे हैव आस्क्ड यू that since the base year has been changed, which component is the one which carries the largest weight in the CPI here? Is it housing, fuel, food and beverages, miscellaneous, या फिर food and clothing only? Remember, they have asked you about WPA. They have asked you about CPI, not at all WPI here, right? So you can clearly see when I talk about the food and beverages here, it has been written, right? It clearly says that when I talk about food and beverages, it carries the largest weight among all of the components here. This category accounts for roughly 45 to 54 percentage of the total index weight only. So this is what is the correct answer. Yes, I would say कि जिनको इसका knowledge है उनके लिए easy to moderate question है, जिनको इसका knowledge नहीं है उनके लिए moderate to tough level of question है. Okay, we are done with this particular initiative also, as in with this particular question as well. 6 to 7 थे, मतलब 2 questions were related to it, right? So we are done with 2 questions as well. So we got to know that this paragraph type of question was easy to moderate for those aspirants who have an idea about it, and moderate to tough level for those aspirants who have zero idea about it, right? So I think you are clear with this thing as well. Next question, again 8 to 10. Now if you analyze this question, you will get to know that 8 to 10 questions are related to scheme only. What is the name of the scheme? That is PM Vishwakarma scheme, right? Vishwakarma scheme, which is completely associated with large, like small scale livelihoods only, right? Livelihood activities itself. So let's analyze what is the meaning of Vishwakarma initiative. Basically, it is very much oriented to crafts individual also. MSME के साथ भी associated है. तो हम इसको सबसे पहले analyze करेंगे and accordingly we'll get to what is the difficulty level of this question as well. So remember, it's a government initiative which is aiming at supporting marginalized communities engaged in a small scale livelihood activities. The scheme is the one which focuses on promoting financial inclusion, access to affordable credit, and livelihood security for individuals who often operate in the informal sector. Remember that. By providing structured financial assistance and assistance, that is the institutional support, the program seeks to reduce dependence on the informal money lender and strengthen the economic resilience also. The scheme is the one which emphasizes inclusive growth by just targeting vulnerable beneficiaries who face very limited access to formal banking channels. It facilitates a credit support through financial institutions while also promoting awareness and financial literacy among the participants as well. In addition to credit access, the initiative is the one which encourages capacity building also, better integration with the mainstream ecosystem, economic system, and the broader objective is just to analyze or just to enhance the income opportunities and to ensure that social and economic empowerment of the disadvantaged groups as well. Through coordinated efforts, that is between the central authorities and implementing agencies, the scheme contributes to poverty alleviation, sustained livelihood generation. It actually reflects the government's commitment also to inclusive development by bridging financial gaps and supporting the entrepreneurship at the grassroots level also. Overall, the program actually plays a supportive role in strengthening the informal sector and improving the economic stability among the targeted communities as well. So it's a full-fledged paragraph that is being given here. Now, this sort of question is tough for those individuals who are having no idea about the scheme. So what we got to know कि ठीक है, blend of question जो है वो पूछे जाते हैं पेपर में, blend of question जो है वो पूछे जाते हैं पेपर में, चाहे यहाँ पे कोई भी इंडिविजुअल है, आपको यही समझना पड़ेगा कि blend of question जो है वो पूछे जा रहे हैं. ठीक है, हमने क्या देखा, 1 to 5 बहुत ज्यादा इजी क्वेश्चन थे, बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन थे. 6 to 7 हमने क्या देखा, ठीक है, थोड़े से इजी टू मॉडरेट लेवल के क्वेश्चन थे. Now we are going to analyze 8 to 10 sort of questions here, right? Okay, so under the PM Vishwas framework, what is the credit limit for self-help group having at least 70% of SC OBC members compared to the normal self-help groups? Now I would recommend this is the question which is moderate to tough level, because I'm very sure that many less individuals would be there who having any idea about it, right? So you are given with the options as well. Okay, is it 5 lakh for SC SC OBCs, self-help groups, and 10 lakh for normal self-help groups, 7 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 5 lakh, 12 lakh, 8 lakh, 15 lakh and 10 lakh only. So when I talk about the correct answer of this particular question here, you can clearly see that 10 lakh is for SC, OBC self-help groups and 5 lakh for normal SHGs as well, right? So this is what is the correct answer. And again telling you कि उन लोगों के लिए easy है, उन aspirants के लिए easy है जिन्होंने in between the lines जो है वो properly पढ़ा है. अगर नहीं है तो थोड़ा सा टफ है ना, थोड़ा सा टफ है. अदरवाइज डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड इन द पेपर. ठीक है. So this is what is another question here. Next is also very easy question. They've asked you that who is the Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, which has launched the related initiatives under the scheme here. So they've given you multiple names, but this is also the one which is very, very simple in nature. Again, telling you Dr. Virendra Kumar is the one. But, when I talk about the other areas here, so, I clearly see that at the time of the launch, the portfolio was actually held by Dr. Virendra Kumar, and the ministry plays a huge important role for ensuring what? That is welfare related schemes. Okay. So the correct answer is Dr. Virendra Kumar only. तो हमें क्या पता लगा? देखो schemes भी important है, schemes की weightage ज़्यादा है, ठीक है, schemes की weightage थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा है as compared to other topics, right? उसमें से आपको एक आधा क्वेश्चन जो है वो स्टैटिक पोर्शन से भी मिलेगा, राइट, एंड दैट टू करंट ओरिएंटेड, करंट अफेयर्स ओरिएंटेड. आपको थोड़े से जो है वो डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस भी देखने को मिलेंगे, जैसे अभी हमने यहाँ पे एक मिनिस्टर के रिलेटेड एक जो है वो क्वेश्चन देखा है ना. एंड सिमिलर सॉर्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड इन द आरबीआई एज वेल. द नेक्स्ट इज व्हिच portal was expanded to provide financial support to SC, ST, OBC's beneficiaries under this particular initiative. So people already know that when you talk about this particular initiative here, so there is a Suraj portal which was developed and strengthened to provide the transparent and efficient credit linkage services as well. Okay. So again telling you easy to moderate level है, easy to moderate level है. उन्होंने किसके बारे में पूछा है? Initiative के बारे में पूछा है. Okay. So that is also something which is part of it. Next question is all about what? That is the women empowerment. Now let's read it and then we'll analyze that what is the level of the question here. Okay. So remember that women empowerment is the one which refers to what process? That is enhancing social, economic and political status of women only. Again telling you आपको ये descriptive question भी पूछा जा सकता है. किसके लिए? Women empowerment के related. Okay. It clearly says that, so that they can participate equally in all of the spheres of life. It involves ensuring access to education, employment opportunities, financial independence, leadership roles, decision-making platforms. And in the recent years, there are various of the policy measures and institutional mechanisms have been introduced in India to promote gender equality, safeguard women's rights in both public as well as private domains as well. There is a very significant legislative step in the direction is the sexual harassment of women at workplace, which is, this is a sort of act which is also commonly known as POSH Act as well. The act provides formal framework to address and prevent instances of workplace harassment. It maintains organizations also to establish internal mechanisms for complaint redressal and to create a very, very safe, respectful working environment for women as well. The law is the one which applies to both organized sector and unorganized sector as well. The women empowerment is the one which is closely linked with the workplace safety, dignity and equal opportunity. Legal safeguards such as POSH framework aim to foster campaigns, confidence, participation of women in the workforce along with side. There's legislative measures also, awareness camps as well, and institutional accountability is also the one which actually plays a huge, huge important role for the effective implementation of that, right? Now, we will be having a lot of questions related to it only, so let's try to analyze them as well. So, which of the following guidelines specifically dealt with sexual harassment at the workplace prior to the enactment of the dedicated law in 2013? Again, telling you little tough question, right? Moderate to tough question है. Moderate to tough question है. अगर सभी को नहीं पता है तो ये जो है वो क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है. एंड व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट इट, सो विशाखा गाइडलाइंस आर एग्जैक्टली द वन, राइट? जस्ट वेट अ मिनट. Okay. So clearly see that, when I talk about the before the enactment of the sexual harassment of women at workplace here, Act 2013, there was no specific legislation, right? But now if you try to see 1997 only, the Supreme Court issued Vishaka guidelines in response to a public interest litigation. So this is what is the correct answer here. Again telling you, although this was not all related to the schemes one or maybe anything else, हाँ, but ये है थोड़ा सा tough question ये था. Okay, next is under which article of the constitution is the principle of equal pay equal work provided? Is that article 14b, 16a, 21c, 39d या फिर 51a? Now see, उन्होंने जो क्वेश्चन पूछा है वो इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर के रिलेटेड भी पूछा है ना, कहीं ना कहीं इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर के रिलेटेड भी पूछा है. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो समथिंग विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट. इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर के रिलेटेड है, इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर के रिलेटेड है, और क्लियरली क्लियरली इसको इंटीग्रेट करा गया है बेसिक राइट्स के साथ, बेसिक राइट्स के साथ, फंडामेंटल राइट्स के साथ, आर्टिकल्स के साथ. ओके, so there is a beautiful comparison which was being made here, and I would say relationship which is being made here. Okay, so remember when I talk about equal pay for equal work, now this is part of 39d, this is part of 39d here. So that is what is the correct answer. Again telling you जो क्वेश्चन है उसका लेवल टफ है, ठीक है, मॉडरेट टू टफ लेवल है फॉर दोज एस्पिरेंट्स हु आर हैविंग जीरो आइडिया अबाउट इट. Next question says Mission Shakti. Very easy question. Now this is schemes related question. Schemes related question. 13th one is schemes related question. Now what sort of question has been asked in the paper? Is the government initiative consist of which two components? Very easy, very easy. वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि हम इसको रेगुलरली अपने पीआईबी में, देखो मेरी जो क्लास है वो रेगुलर 5 PM पे होती है, और जिसमें हम बहुत सारी इनिशिएटिव्स को डिस्कस करते हैं. मेजरली मैं 4 to 5 इनिशिएटिव्स लेती हूँ और उसके साथ साथ फैक्टफुल न्यूज भी कंसीडर करती हूँ, जिसमें से जो मल्टीपल टाइम्स जो हमारी रिविजन है वो होती रहती है, राइट. सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So what it says, how many components of it? Basically, remember when I talk about Mission Shakti, na, when I talk about Mission Shakti is the one which is related to women. Okay, which is related to women. Shakti किसको हम बोलते हैं? Women को बोलते हैं ना. तो ये जो Mission Shakti है, it is divided into two, right? It is divided into two. We are having Sambal also and Samarthya as well. Samarthya as well. Now, what is the meaning of the Sambal here? Sambal is the one which clearly talks about safety. Okay. And Samarthya is the one which talks about empowerment. Kitna Samarthya hai aap mein? Empowerment. Okay. So remember that Sambal and Samarthya exactly are the correct answer. Very easy question. Very super easy question. Next is that Pradhan Mantri formalization of micro food and processing enterprises, which is also known as FME scheme, is a central sponsored initiative which is aiming at strengthening the unorganized food processing sector in India. The main focus of the scheme is on enhancing the competitiveness only of individuals, micro enterprises, self-help groups, farmer producer organization and cooperative engaged in the food processing activities as well. It is the one which actually promotes formalization by supporting access to credit, technology upgradation, branding as well as marketing assistance also. It actually aims to integrate small food processors into formal supply chains while promoting entrepreneurship also in rural employment as well. And accordingly, it tries to encourage modernization and institutional support. The scheme clearly contributes it to income enhancement and sustainable growth in the food processing sector as well. So the first question says, under this particular initiative, a unit investing 40 lakhs, what is the maximum capital subsidy which is available here? Is it 5 lakhs? Is it 8 lakh, 10 lakh, 12 lakh, or 14 lakh, right? Now, if you're able to see here, so this is the entire, this is an entire initiative about, this is the entire information about the scheme here, but nowhere direct hint has been given to us, right? So it is very important कि in between the lines read करना बहुत ज़्यादा important है. And when I talk about this particular question here, the correct answer is standing at what? That is 10 lakh. Okay, that is clearly 10 lakh here. That is clearly 10 lakh here. So again telling you, question, although it has been asked from schemes only, but just remember, this is the one which is associated with what sort of help also, which has been, or जो level है वो है moderate to tough, जो level है वो है moderate to tough. Okay, next is what is the credit linked what is the credit linked capital subsidy percentage which is provided under this particular initiative for micro food processing enterprises and self-help groups as well? Is it 25, 30, 35, 40 or 50%? All right. Again telling you, अगर capital subsidy का नहीं पता है तो थोड़ा सा जो है वो यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा जो है वो यहाँ पे गड़बड़ हो सकती है, क्योंकि अगर आपको बेसिक का क्लैरिटी नहीं है, so you won't be able to mark the correct answer as well. So it is very important. Again telling you, moderate to tough level है. Again a question has been asked from the schemes only, right? So the answer of this particular question is 35% only, again telling you. So it clearly says, again repeating it. So what is the credit link subsidy percentage just provided under this particular initiative, and that is for micro food processing enterprises and self-help groups. So remember, 35% is the exact answer of this particular question. What is the total approved financial outlay of the scheme from 2021 to 25-26? Is that 5,000, 7,500, 8,000, 10,000, if it 12,000? So again telling you, बहुत easy question है क्योंकि उन्होंने simple financial outlay के बारे में पूछा है. तो again telling you, related to schemes, but easy question has been asked in the paper. And when I talk about the correct answer of this particular question here, you can clearly see the financial outlay standing at 10,000 crore and span is 5 years here. So again, we got to know this is easy question. So let's try to find out what is the crux of it. What is the crux of phase 2 of NABARD? What we did analyze. सबसे पहले तो most of the questions has been asked from schemes only, remember. Okay, सबसे ज्यादा weightage है इसकी. स्कीम्स में से जो क्वेश्चन है वो 3 तरह के क्वेश्चन है. इजी भी पूछे गए हैं, मॉडरेट भी पूछे गए हैं और डिफिकल्ट भी पूछे गए. तो तीनों इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके, उसके साथ साथ एक हमें एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन मिला विच वाज स्टैटिक ओरिएंटेड, राइट, प्लस current affairs were also added here, right? And accordingly, we got to know that other related topics can also be asked in the paper, right? Which are having very less weightage, but yes, questions can be asked, right? इसका क्या है? It is having more weightage. It is having more weightage. This is the one which is having very less weightage. Okay, so this is about the entire analysis of this particular one here. Now, if you're the one who's preparing for NABARD 2026, and maybe if you're planning for it, we've actually launched the recent course, and where we are going to make you prepare for both phase 1 and phase 2, and these are the features of it, and that too with the special books as well. We are going to provide you ASI books, and we are going to provide you ARD book as well, right? So 2 books will be reached out at your home, at your doorstep only, as and when you enroll into it, right? And these are the features of it. So if you're the one who's preparing for it, do not delay in any part. I would clearly recommend you, if you are in requirement of guidance, then try to join this particular course, and you can reach out to us at any time, and that too specifically for for your conceptual clarity, for any doubt in the preparation, and specifically for the guidance as well. Thank you so much. I hope you people like this particular video. Having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, and accordingly we will solve that out. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.